Am I here? I'm here. Right, guys. Whether this works or not, I don't care. But we need to get this transfer deadline sorted. I wanted to do this as a pre-record, but it's not working. So let's just go with it live. There's a lot of decisions for me to make, and we've got like half an hour left on the transfer ticker to get your transfers in for game week 14. And the big news from yesterday's press conferences is Ollie Watkins' injury. Now, vague as it was from Emery, he said he's got a 50-50 chance of playing. He hasn't trained. We'll assess him this morning, but they don't. Villa don't play until Sunday. But he's in a lot of people's teams, and there's a couple of reasons why I'm just going to make the decision and get rid of him, take him out now. One being 50-50 chance of him playing. I don't think he's going to start. He wasn't taken away for the midweek Europa Cup game, or was it Conference League? I can't remember what they're in. I think it's Europa Cup. And the fixtures they've got after this Luton game is Man City and Arsenal. Looking for an excuse to get rid of him for a while. So is out. So let's share this screen. Let's make sure it's all working as well as it can be. I know it's lagging. Sorry, guys. I'm just the best I can do at the moment, but I needed to get this out. I need to make my transfers, more importantly. And if you guys have got Watkins in your team, I would kind of urge you towards making that decision as well. Let's get this screen up and running first, and then I can go into it. Right, so let me go in the bank. I've got one free transfer. I've not made any transfers, so I didn't have anything carried over from last week. And I haven't made the Mbeumo change yet. I've still got Bernardo in there. Now, Watkins is going out. His price is dropping as well, so I don't want to lose any more value on him. So let's remove him. And let's look at our forward options. And I kind of toyed with the idea of taking a hit when I spoke to you guys in my last stream, and I think I'm going to take a hit this week. So I'm looking for a straight swap for Ollie Watkins, and the top contenders are Darwin and Isaak. Reason being, let's have a look at Darwin's fixtures quickly, and I do have to do this quickly because we've got like just over half an hour. So Darwin's fixtures coming up are really good. Fulham at home. If we just look up the next three, Fulham at home, Sheffield United away, and Crystal Palace away. I expect him to score in all games. The issue with Darwin is, will he get enough minutes? The thing that helps him is the injury to Jota. So Diogo Jota and Alisson Becker have both been both got injured in the last game against Man City. Both of them are out for a period of time, with Alisson set to miss 3 game weeks, I believe. So you might want to think about getting Kelleher for a £3.9 million goalkeeper who will play. And Diogo Jota possibly a couple of games longer. So that heightens the chance of Darwin Núñez putting in a few more minutes. But he is the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Profligate striker in the league, almost as bad as Nicholas Jackson, and he misses far too many chances for my liking. Isaak similarly, but when he plays, he scores. And with Callum Wilson's injury, he's more likely to get a lot of minutes, but he's just come back from injury, and there is a big fixture pile up coming up, guys. So just bear in mind, the next transfer deadline, I think, is on Tuesday. So literally, we haven't got much time between these transfers. This is another reason why I don't mind taking a hit this week, and the hit will be for Bernardo out for Mbeumo. I'm really annoyed I didn't make that Mbeumo change on Sunday night, because he's gone up by another 0.2. So that's cost me 0.2 when I should have just made the change then and there, but I was being stubborn. And then I got annoyed that his price has gone up, so I kind of like cut my nose off to spite my own face. And he's gone up another 0.1. I am going to go for somebody who's actually gone the other way. Alvarez has dropped in price. He's gone down from 7.1 to 7 million, and nobody's jumping on him. There is a side of me says, I'm in the top 100k now. Just stay there. just solidify, get the template team, and just solidify your position. But something, and I do watch a lot of other FPL channels, and FPL Planet, Planet FPL, should I say? Big shout out to the guys on there. Suj and I'm gonna butcher it. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. Suj and his co-presenter, but Suj made a point, and yes, he's in a different position to me. I think he's in 2 million position wise. But he wanted to make it exciting. He wanted to enjoy the game, and he's not been enjoying the game because he's not obviously been getting the results. I have been getting the results, but I still want to make this game fun. So I want to go against the trends. I'm thinking of Julian Alvarez over these next few games, and then hopefully when by game week 18, because he has got the blank. Obviously, Man City have a blank in game week 18. By game week 18, hopefully Watkins is back up and running, and they've got Sheffield United at home, and it would just be a straight transfer back to Ollie Watkins at that stage. But I do like points tally hasn't been good. I think I was from this. There was a goal against Chelsea returned, but I think he's due. I think he's due, and I want the differential because everyone's going to jump on either Isaak or Darwin Núñez, and I think this player, he's got more about him. He's got more minutes in him, and up against. And another thing, this is another thing why I'm going with a Man City striker. Listening to Ange Postecoglou yesterday in his press conference, he was asked whether they're going to change the way they play, and he said, "What do you think?" And he's not, is he? You know, and I respect that. I really do respect that, but also I'm really looking forward to seeing that. If you want to play a high press against Man City at the Etihad, I say bring it on and goals galore for Man City. Hopefully it'll be a great game. But I'm looking purely from a FPL point of view. Goals galore in this game, hopefully. So I am gonna go. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with Julian Alvarez as my replacement. So let's lock that in. I'm gonna do it. Add player. Yeah. Now, what does that do for my and that adds another 1.4 million to my money in the bank, and I'm gonna use some of that towards swapping out Bernardo. Although again, I've just said about the goals, I could stick with him and not take the hit. I am tempted. There's a couple of plays actually, midfielder wise. There's a couple of plays I'm looking at. So let me have a look at the time, guys. You got half an hour. It's just gone 1 o'clock. You got half an hour to make those transfers if you need to. Oh, bless you guys in the chat. I can't switch screens, but I can see that Stoney's in the chat and Matty. Thank you, guys. The youngsters, they always come through. Spot on, guys. You're amazing. Thank you for watching. I hope you let me know if you've got any changes. So let me just have a quick look at what Stoney said. Alvarez is a good shout, but I transferred him in a few weeks ago, and he's done jack from me. Are you thinking of transferring him out? Because I probably wouldn't. But up to you. Darwin is a good shout. Isaac's a good shout. Weiss is a good shout as well coming into this run of fixtures. And we saw what Ferguson did against us last week. Edouard as well. I worry about Edouard with Eze's injury, so I wouldn't really go for him. Nicholas Jackson, nobody's going for him, so maybe you want a differential. João Pedro, if you could get minutes, I'd guarantee him. But if you want a cheap alternative and somebody's going to get minutes, and as much as I hate it because I argued against it yesterday, Chris Wood, you couldn't go too much wrong with that, to be honest. He does occasionally bring a return, and we're at home against Everton today. So, guys, anyone who's at the game, I'll see you later on. Not looking forward to it. -2, guys. I'm not really looking forward to it. I don't want to go. I haven't got a big coat like Ant has, so I need to really wrap up warm. But so midfielders, let's have a look at replacements for my Bernardo Silva. All right, midfielders. Let's have a quick look. And see, I haven't had Saka in since about game week 5 or 6 when I took him out of my team. So here, good options. We still don't have any further news on Bowen. So if you're still holding on to him, I think he will play. I think Moyes has been more secret squirrel than Steve Cooper at the moment, but I do think he will start this weekend. So I'd probably hold on to him. I'm not going to go back down the Aston Villa route because their fixtures are changing, but Sterling is an option. But I've already got Palmer in. Do I want to double up on Chelsea? Potentially, but maybe not. And Wang Hee-chan, what a player. What a player. For his value, for the returns he's got pretty much a return in, let's have a look at his history, because look at only, yeah, against Tottenham he didn't return. Don't know what that return was against Bournemouth. I assume he got a yellow card as well. But he's solid, he's consistent. Losing Neto hasn't deteriorated his returns. In fact, it's made them a bit stronger, if anything. Really good option. But I've got two budget options already with Palmer and Gordon in there. I mean, it'd save me a hell of a lot more money, and he's got potential to return. But what do I go for, guys? Do I go for the tried and tried? Everyone's gone from. See, he's gone up to 7.1. I could have gone for 6.9. I'm really annoyed about that. All in all, you know, I could have saved 0.3 million. I did save 0.1 on Alvarez, waited for him to go down before I bring him in. Decisions. Foden's an option as well. I just don't want to be too top heavy. But either way, I'm going to have a. If I go for Mbeumo, I'm in the same situation. I didn't want to be too top heavy with Man City and Brentford players going into that blank game week 18, and we haven't had confirmation of a game week 20 double up. So at the moment, that's not going ahead. I am lagging. I know, Matty, I'm lagging. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately, but I'm going to do my best so that you can kind of understand what I'm saying. But yeah, there's some good options. These budget options really do tempt me sometimes. The Corey and McGinn, because he's just so solid. Szoboszlai, if he got returns, he'd be hitting bonus points every week. Odegaard's just coming back into it, and obviously Bernardo, who I'm holding on to. Now, let's see what Bernardo has returned me. So I bought him in as a replacement for Maddison. Where is this? Yeah, it's my boy. And I've caught some points off him. So I didn't have it against Bournemouth. So I bought him in game week 12. 8 points the last 2 weeks. Not the worst. Definitely passes the eye test every week. Fantastic player. Great to watch. He's just maybe he's due a haul early in the Champions League game, so, which kind of tells me I think he's going to start this one. And Souček, so solid. Another budget option though. But guys, there's budget options in there that will give you money to do things in other positions, and he's one that is overlooked. If Kulusevski was a bit lower down, I might be tempted by him. Let's have a look at our boy Brennan. If he's in here, and he won't be in the top lot, will he? He hasn't played many games, unfortunately. Brennan Johnson. He's an option for me because he's getting minutes now, but they're up against Man City, so maybe not. Let's go back to the start. I don't want to waste too much more time. So, so the other options that I was looking at, I haven't even shown him actually. It was what's the name? Douglas Luiz. I think he's a good option with again with Diaz. He's another good option, and like I said, I've shown you their fixtures. I've got the money to play with it. I've got money to go to him. Rashford, do I think Rashford's an option? Not really. He's disappointing me far too much this season. Bailey is an option. He seems to be delivering when he comes on. So it's really, for me, it's between Luis Diaz and Mbeumo and who was the other one? Luis Diaz, Mbeumo, and Saka. Now the latter two, Mbeumo and Saka, the advantage you've got is that they're both penalty takers. The advantage Mbeumo's got over Saka is he's not going to be one that gives his penalties away. So I think just to protect my position a little bit, and I know I'm contradicting what I said earlier in the video, but I put my differential in Julian Alvarez. I'm going to go template with this one. I'm going to go with Mbeumo. A healthy 2.7 in the bank, but it does mean I take a hit. I'm not too averse to taking this hit. Like I say, there's another game week deadline in a few days, so and Mbeumo's been getting minutes, but yeah, there's a chance to turn it around if it doesn't go well. Guys, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna lock it in. Mbeumo. I hope I don't live to regret this, because I did that last week with Douglas Luiz and he returned, and I think he's due a return. Could I hold on to the other option I've got? So this is why I did decisions, isn't it? The other option I've got is I hold on to Bernardo Silva for this game, and then as soon as the game's over, I make the transfer before Mbeumo's price goes up any further. But this is the tempting thing with Mbeumo. This is why so many people, and his price has gone up twice within a week, is the fixtures they've got coming up. Despite that blank game week, look at the fixtures they've got coming up. And he's a penalty taker. And let's have a look at his history. He should have scored against Arsenal last week. One cleared off the line, but he's pretty consistent. And when he does return, it's usually a double-digit return. Oh, decisions. What shall I do? What shall I do? Guys in the chat, you going to give me any help? Are you guys still in the chat, or have you gone because it's lagging? Just let me know. Should I Mbeumo or Mbeumo stick with my boy Bernardo Silva for one more week? Jump on Mbeumo bandwagon. Gamble with Luis Diaz getting minutes because of Jota's injury, or solid but boring Saka, who seems to return over time as well. Let's have a look at his figures and his fixtures. And again, decent fixtures. So let's have a look at his points. He seems to always return, and he always seems to get bonus points as well. So, and again, he is a penalty taker, despite when he wants to give them away, but he is a penalty taker for them. And he is, let's see, what's his percentage of being, yes, he's in 55% of teams. And let's see how many teams, and Mbeumo is going to be in even more now, I reckon, more than 55. No, 31%. Okay. Stick with Mbeumo. I'm going to do it. Guys, I'm locking it in. All right, let me just have a quick chat. I feel like Brentford is such a weird team. They'll have a good few games in there and just go quiet for ages. I agree with you, Stoney. Sorry if you didn't hear that. So Stoney's saying that he feels like Brentford is a weird team, and they are. But when they do score a goal, he's usually part of it. He's usually a big part of it. So with Jensen's injury as well, who's another top player that I was looking at a couple of weeks ago, I think Mbeumo, it depends where they play him. If they play him up front, he's going to score goals. Stoney's saying he likes Diaz, but he'd go for Saka. As I was just showing you there, Stoney, he's earned by 55%, and a lot of them will be in towards the top of the rankings. I just don't want to be the same as everybody else, and it's worked well for me so far, because I might make this change as well. Son's got one more week, by the way, for me, because there's too much money tied up in him. His price is going to start dropping. More and more people are taking him out of their teams. So Son might be one that will be on a chopping block for the game week 15 transfer. But I'll think about it. I'm my team. And I'm happy with the changes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to procrastinate anymore. We've got 19 minutes, guys, to get your transfers in if you need to. Stoney's still saying to go for Saka. He is usually involved in most of the goals. You're absolutely right, Stoney. He is. He's a chief playmaker. And they are top of the league, and they're not top of the league without good cause. What I might do, like I said, I'm toying with the idea of Son. Son's got one more week. What I might do next week is take Son out for Saka. But I think for this game week, with the fixtures, with the players available, I think I'm going to make this change. So I'm locking in my transfers, and Mbeumo carries Brentford. Yes, he does. So Stoney, I'll take that as a side of approval. I'm going to go with it. 3, 2, 1. Transfers locked in. Well, not yet. We will be now. So yeah, I'm gonna take a -4 on this one. Go. Bismillah. Done. Right. So now let's sort out my team. Pick my team. Right. I might take a hit to play with it, and especially if I take Son out. Son, you need to come through, mate. I'm giving you a pep talk like I did to MG, mate. Just for my FPL team, I couldn't give a shit about Spurs, pardon my language, but just for my FPL team, Son, you need to come through. And I'm happy with the midfield. Captaincy is on Haaland. I don't think I need to shift it. I think there'll be goals here. And I did initially play with Mbeumo when I was messing around my team, but I'll take him out. He's going to get minutes now, and that 4.5 million pound bench warmer that I had, I think he's going to start, getting a few more minutes, especially over this busy fixture period. So keep an eye on Mbeumo and get him in while he's 4.3, because I think he will get minutes over these next few game weeks. So let's see. Defensive wise, I'm happy. Simicast against Fulham at home, yeah, I'm fine. If he doesn't start, then should I have Conser as my first sub for him or Lascelles? I don't like Villa away from home, so Lascelles, even though it's against Man U, will be my replacement if Simicast doesn't play. So obviously you got to have a minimum of 3 defenders. So if Simicast or any of those defenders don't play, it will go straight to Lascelles as the next one. I know he returned last week and I had him on the bench. I didn't want to go double Newcastle last week, and I went with triple points left on the bench for a change. Gabriel, I'm happy with at home as long as again he plays over the next few weeks with so many fixtures, but you'll probably play the majority of the games. I would say he'll play 80-90% of the games. Midfield, I'm happy with. Home ties for majority of them. So, yep, I'm not playing triple captain, bench boost, or free hit. So let's lock that in. So my change. So guys, thank you for sticking with me. I do appreciate it. I don't know why you listen to me or try to listen to me, because it doesn't. I will try and get these issues sorted. Let me stop sharing so it stops lagging a little bit here. If you've got 15 minutes to make your transfers, if you haven't done so already, I love making. I had a format I was working at the moment. I don't know what the issue is. The laptop's fine. For some reason, the connection doesn't like, or StreamYard doesn't like the connection. I don't know why it's doing this. Had to do the Gore on my phone yesterday, but the laptop's fine. I was gifted the laptop very kindly by one of our friends. And they didn't have to do that, but they did. And unfortunately, StreamYard doesn't seem to like us. Can buy me a new laptop for Christmas, for my birthday, whatever. Yeah, it's not the internet. It's not the internet, Stony. It's not something wrong with settings on here. Why it's not letting me do this on StreamYard. It works fine on everything else. We do video call quite regularly, and there's no issues on there. It just seems to be, for some reason, on StreamYard. But yeah, guys, thanks for sticking with me. I'm not gonna waffle on for too much longer. I've made the changes that I needed to. Hopefully, give you guys some ideas. You got just over 10 minutes to make your changes. Another game week is right around the corner. Let me just have a quick look while I'm on. I won't put the tab on, but I just want to see when the next game week is. Let me have a look at fixtures, or when the next deadline is, should I say. So the next deadline will be, why didn't it say the deadline on there? Yes, so we'll be Tuesday the 5th of December at 6 p.m. with the first game on Tuesday being Wolves Burnley. So that's a Prime Video day. So all the games will be shown on Prime Video. Forest play at 7:30 as well against Fulham at Craven Cottage. So yeah, a big day of football, and like I say, a very quick turnaround in FPL terms as well. So don't be too disheartened if you have a bad week. You know, you've got a good chance to change it around quite quickly. So yeah, so Tuesday 5th of December, 6 p.m. is your next transfer deadline. So that's game week 15 transfer deadline. So make sure you guys have a plan in mind as soon as this game week's over for what you want to do. And let's hope we have some more positive news. There will be injuries. There's so many games happening. I think it's 7 games of this next 30 days. So there will be injuries, there will be suspensions. Keep an eye on players who are on 4 bookings due to get a 5th booking and be suspended. All this information can be found on Fantasy Football Hub. So please do, the offer still going on. Please do click the link in the description. It's a 30-day free sign up, guys. And if you don't want to keep it after that, just cancel it. You know, so it won't take any money off. Sign up for the trial. Use the facilities while you've got all these games. And honestly, it's a bit. It can be a bit overwhelming because there's so much information on there, but there's some top-notch information on Fantasy Football Hub, and I really do implore you guys to get on there, sign up to the free 30-day trial. It was a 7-day trial. It's gone up to 30 days, and you still get 30% off as well. So while that offer is still going on, I really implore you guys to do it. It really helps the channel as well, but it will help your FPL team, no doubt. I'm proof of that. I'm in the top 100,000. I haven't taken this game seriously for about 10 years. This is the first time I've taken it seriously in 10 years. And so far, so good. I've had my bad weeks, but I've only had 4 red arrows all season. And considering we've had 12 game weeks already, sorry, 13 game weeks already, we're going into 14th one. That's not a bad average. And it's put me in the top 100,000. And hopefully can do the same for you. So thank you guys for sticking with me. I've waffled on for nearly half an hour. You got just over 10 minutes to finalize your decisions for this week, whether it's transfers or your captaincy. I would have liked to spend more time talking about captaincy, but I don't think there's too much argument this week. Haaland is the one. It was Haaland or Salah for those who didn't have Haaland in there. So yeah, Haaland it is for me. Thank you guys for sticking around. Make sure you hit the like button before you go, all 4 of you in the chat, and I'd really, really appreciate you guys being in here. Hit the like button on your way out. Please try and things I can't really help you get some information out of it. I will sort it out as soon as I can. We'll have a headbanging session with the lads and see if we can get to the bottom of why it's lagging and causing these connection issues. But really appreciate your time, guys, and have a good FPL week. Hope you've got green arrows, and come on, you Reds, 3 points tonight.